So I'm Ron Poynter with OnPoynt Drone Solutions, and I'm with me here is Matt Bogusz. Matt runs Club SciKidz in the Maryland area. So Matt, tell us about your drone camps.
We've been doing drone camps for the past 5 years. Ron's been helping us out a lot. In our camps, we do it once a week throughout the whole summer, and the kids, they learn about robotics, they learn about the safety, they learn how to work in teams, they build the drones, and then they actually get to learn how to fly and how the GPS works in the camp.
That's great. So as you've been doing this, and you're an early adopter in including drones in your STEM camps, so how have you been able to take a look at what's going on in the drone industry, essentially, and how drones are being used? Do you get to pull some of that into your camps and talk to the kids?
Absolutely. I mean, the past couple years, drones have really taken off. We were kind of, like Ron said, an early adopter, and it was one of the cool things out there, but now it's, part of the future, part of now. In our camps, we actually start off with introduction to robotics and robots, but then we specifically talk about the drones and how they're used and how they might be used in the future. And then in addition to that, they actually engineer different things to solve problems in a situation. They can make a basket for a delivery system.
Great. So I know part of what we did in our initial setup with Club SciKidz is we did some training with you guys. So tell us about how you use the best practices and kind of what you do with that when you're flying outside.
So the most important thing to us is safety. So Ron has a nice PowerPoint that we use that we talk about all the safety things before we go outside. The kids know their roles, they wear the vests, they have different jobs that each of them do, and then they rotate. There's never one person just flying a drone. We have the spotter, and then the teacher's always in control. And the kids know they use two hands on the controller. They have a lanyard on so they don't drop it. The instructor goes through how to set the parameters on the drone so that we don't lose the drones. So I pretty much every year specifically train our instructors, because the better the instructor, the better the product.
Great. So Matt, tell me, that sounds like a great way you're doing it. It's just perfect. Tell us about any scenarios that you run with the kids.
So one specifically that I did, I taught a program during the school year, and I actually had the kids engineer a basket underneath the drone, and we put a water balloon in there to simulate a fire. And I made a ring on the ground outside the school, and they had to try and release with the gimbal the water balloon into that target to put out a pretend fire. And that was actually a lot more challenging than I thought it would be, because when we put the water balloon in first, it put the drone way off balance. So they had to come up with a way to keep it in the center and then be able to release all at the same time.
Right.
So.
Right. So Matt, tell us, what are your tips for setting up and running a drone camp? What makes it work for you?
The most important thing for us is our staff. Training the staff right, and then having the right ratio of kids to teacher ratio.
How many students do you typically have in one of your camps?
For that one, we'll cap it pretty low at 12 kids, just so that way they get individual attention from the instructor. The instructor's specifically trained on how to do the camp. They're not going into the camp blind. With other camps, you can do that. You can give a lesson and they can do it. But with the drone, they got to know how to build it. They have to know how to fly it. They have to know the safety. They have to have a good rapport with the kids. So safety and training your staff, I think, is pretty much the most important, and having someone that you can trust. Ron's been a great partner for us the past 5 years with the drones. One thing that happens over the summer is kids are using them and they need repairs at the end of the summer, and I don't have time or the knowledge to do it, so I send them back to Ron in Texas, and he fixes them all up for me, gets me the spare parts that I need for the next summer, and he helps me get the other parts for batteries and stuff like that I need.
And what's kind of important, what we do as well, is when the drones all come in, if there's an upgrade to something, we're going to upgrade the aircraft to make sure it's using the latest and greatest pieces of equipment, so that when he gets them, they're up to snuff and ready to go for the next year. And we add whatever kind of features we think are important and offer those kind of things as well.
And that's really important for us because to stay relevant in the camp business, we need to have the most up-to-date stuff. We can't be running camps that are 5 years old. So getting the newest things and constantly updating it is huge.
So, okay. So this is Ron Poynter with OnPoynt Drone Solutions.
And I'm Matt Bogusz with Club SciKidz Maryland.